The Vinyl Man on YouTube! What we did on Record Store Day! Two guys slept through the vinyl parade. No lineups, no dawn, no deals to be made. While crates got flipped and rare grooves were found. They stayed home chillin', no needle, no sound. But later that night, with a drink and a laugh, they spun what they had, live streamed and had a blast. The Vinyl Man on YouTube.
Hi everyone, welcome to the live stream. You're not going completely nuts. It isn't a Sunday, it is a Saturday, but I am working festivals, so I'm kind of busy. But Joe has joined me as usual for your Saturday entertainment. Here we are. It is officially Record Store Day. We will discuss that in this episode this evening. But just go to Joe real quick. So how's your week been, mate? How's the store doing, that kind of stuff?
Week's been good. Nothing like a little industrial music to get you going, eh? Like that's so good. I mean, that is made up, obviously, but that could be an industrial song for sure. Obviously, it's got the beat. It's got the good beat. You can dance to it. And how come when I do the little animations, you always get better looking and I look like shit all the time? I'm not sure how I'm the one doing it. I don't know how that works. But anyway, yeah, no, it was good. Good week. Now, as you mentioned, it's Record Store Day today. Your part of the world, it's kind of done already. My part of the world, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's going on. But here we are. I had partook in no way, shape, or form, and I run a record shop. So I don't know what that says, but we'll get into that, right?
It was quite funny actually because I went on eBay and and I just had a look, literally. The only one that really threw me that I wanted to get was the Bruce Springsteen live from Asbury Park, which I think is a 4-disc set there.
Yeah, it's something like that.
And it was up already on eBay for 130 odd pounds, I think, which is kind of close to Record Store Day, which makes me think it may be a store selling it.
It could be. Yeah, it could be that, I guess. You know, I mean, we can get into this. You also asked me how the store was. Like I said, the store's been good. My channel's been good. Jeopardy's going. We've got some new ones coming out in the next little while, but we'll get into that a little bit more as well. So I don't know. Do we just start in with this Record Store Day chat, I guess?
Yeah, I think so, because it's kind of, it winds me up, Joe. And it's wound me up for the last 2 years, if I'm being honest. It's just an absolute cash grab at this point, where I think I mentioned this last week to you when we done the live stream with Daryl, which I think a lot of people enjoyed.
Yeah,
the game
yeah,
show.
it was good. Yeah, was good.
But it's kind of like literally. So I was in work at 4 a.m. this morning.
Yes.
I sent a message to Joe. He's like, "You need to go to bed." I'm like, "Mate, I'm going to work in 10 minutes."
What are you doing? Yeah, never mind. Yeah, I'm not going to bed. I'm just getting up. So,
so I looked at it. There's been quite a few videos on YouTube showing kind of what they picked up, that kind of stuff. I don't feel like missed out at all this year. And I felt last year I kind of bit myself in the ass, if I'm being honest. Like, for instance, The Killers and the Bruce Springsteen live at Madison Square Garden, which was pretty much an EP, was that 3 songs. That cost me close to £40, which you're looking about 50 Canadian dollars at this point for 3 songs.
I know.
And I kind of went, do you know what? I'm literally going to these record stores for Record Store Day, and I'm buying stuff I don't really need. Kind of, you know, I'm getting into Bruce. I like The Killers. But was it worth £40? Probably not.
No.
So do you? Obviously, you must have loads of people coming in and asking you.
Well, you know, like I love the concept back in the day, but it has morphed and changed and gotten so much worse, in my opinion. Now, I know there's lots of people that are out there that love Record Store Day, get everything that they want out of it, et cetera, et cetera. And as you and I have discussed before, my new motto, my new mantra is I'm not going to say something's shitty because I don't like it. So I'm not going to say that Record Store Day is a bad thing. I'll give you reasons why I don't like it. So, because again, there's people out there I know that participate and enjoy it and look forward to it. But yeah, people come into the store and I just explain some of the reasons why we don't participate. And part of it is because we can't. And I've said that before, because we do a little with new stuff. We're mostly used at the shop. We do some new. We do a lot of special ordering for people, and that is a big part of it. But we don't buy enough right now to qualify to be Record Store Day. Now, again, that is of the opinion of Record Store Day corporate or whatever. In theory, as an independent, I should have access to those Record Store Day titles, but we don't. We have access to them after the fact if our supplier still has some left, but in advance, they want you to buy a whole bunch. And I mean, I guess in theory we could. We're not going to, because it doesn't make any sense. But so, from a store perspective, it doesn't make a lot of sense. From a personal perspective, again, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And we'll go through some of the reasons. But yeah, so people come into the store and are a little bit surprised. Now, I made myself some notes. One of the notes I made is that in Regina, and we were about 250,000 people, there are no independent record shops that are open today for Record Store Day, because we're one of the only independent record stores there are anymore. There is a very large used shop. There's some other smaller used shops. And then, of course, there's Sunrise, which is what HMV is and exact, but it's a chain. And that's the other bitch I have, is that the chains get Record Store Day product. And that's not what that was meant to be. But Record Store Day, the corporation wants to sell as many records as they can. But do they? Again, that's another point that I've got for later. But so in Regina, again, of 250,000 people, there is nowhere for anyone to go. And I guess that's partly my fault, because I could have tried to do something. But the independent shop shut down. They're not around anymore because I don't know why he did, because he's come and gone. But that was a very long-winded answer to, I don't even remember the question anymore. I've been babbling so long. But
as people have been asking you.
Right.
About
Yes. Yeah. And that's the thing. And it's unfortunate, but back to the chain. So Sunrise, and I hate to keep suggesting them, but I think everybody here is familiar with them. It's like an HMV. It's like Walmart, right? But it's not, because it's solely records and music and video games and all of that stuff. Why do they have Record Store Day titles? That's not what, in my opinion, what Record Store Day was supposed to be. Record Store Day was to be the promotion of the independent retailer. And it's been going on for a long time, and it certainly had its advantages. And maybe at some point they went, you know what, we've done all we need to for the independent guy. Let's open it up, because Record Store Day proper, the corporation, which it is, gets a cut, right? So the more places they can put Record Store Day titles into, the more they're going to. But why would Sunrise have Record Store Day titles? What's next? Like Amazon with Record Store Day exclusives on Amazon? Like then we've really completely jumped the shark.
So from an outsider's perspective, Liz was telling me that she said it's lost its spark completely now, because it's in a few months' time. I'll give you an example here, Joe, right? So last year and the year before, Van Halen been bringing out some live recordings, one from Wembley, I think one from Dallas.
Yeah.
I had a look on eBay, Amazon last week. It's £25 cheaper now.
Yeah, because there wasn't that much call for it, and that stuff got printed. So now it's out there, and it's probably still even has the Record Store Day label on it, right? It probably still has that on it. And that's another thing. I know I keep saying, and that's another thing, but I have a whole list of things I wanted to talk about when it comes to that. But, again, there's lots of people, and we've got some folks in the chat, and we'll get to some of you guys in just a moment here. There's lots of people that still will camp out, will go, will enjoy Record Store Day. Is there that many? I don't know. Is it the hype that all of the record stores want to put out there? Is it the hype that Record Store Day itself wants to put out there that is keeping it alive? Or is it in fact, a thing still? Is it still that big of a deal, right? I think it is, but is it more limited to, let's try and make this work. Let's try and sell some of these records on this day. And then the people that are camping out, are they camping out every other day? When they're camping out, are they even walking into the store, or are they just bringing their chair there for that day? And they're there at, yesterday at 3:00 in the afternoon, waiting for the doors to open at Saturday morning. I don't know if they are or not, right?
It's nuts when you think about that.
Yeah.
Especially in this weather.
Yeah, well, that too. But did they go into the store and look at anything else, or are they solely there for that? And I get that. That's a thing too, because they've saved up specifically to go and buy these record store day titles. And I'm sure, I hope at least, that there's lots of the people that do that are at that same record shop the rest of the year. Or is it just they go and they buy off Amazon or wherever they buy on a regular basis, and then the only place they can get those record store day titles are at, obviously, the shop, and those are the days they're there. I would hope that if you're going to go and support a shop on record store day, I hope you're there the rest of the year as well, when it's just everyday titles that are coming out, and or older stock, and or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's twice a year now. I was talking to Richard, who's got the record shop in Tenby, and I remember last year he had quite a few stock left over, and I mean quite a bit.
Yes.
And he said to me, well, the tourists will be in August, so I'll probably be able to shift it. I went in there about a month ago, and he still had stuff from last year, which kind of says, like, this is my idea, right? Okay, right. You might want to go to the chat first, because this is going to be long-winded.
Okay, so let's go back a little bit. Hey, Chris. Hey, Joe from Adrian. Hello, sir. Nice to see you as always. We appreciate you being here when we're here. Record Store Day, yay. So I don't know if that was yay we're talking about it, or yay Record Store Day. Adrian can clarify later on. This is back a little ways, because I I babbled for a while, not chatted. Morton is here. Morton, nice to see you. Thank you very much. Adrian's saying hello to Morton. Where's the next one? Here we go. Mark. Speaking of the fantastic Mark Morris, which I think we were just talking about him, or maybe we're talking about him off screen. I don't remember. As long as we're talking about you, right, Mark?
We talk about Mark a lot in a good way.
That's right. Exactly. I had the same feeling this year. There were some interesting things out there, but nothing I'm really to fork out that much money for. That's the other thing. Pricing's gone ridiculous. But Saskatchewan, yes. I'm not sure if that was a question or you're just spelling it correctly. And if you were going for spelling it correctly, Morton, you 100% did. That's very good. We are easy to draw, hard to spell, the province of Saskatchewan, if you look us up on a map. Mark and everybody's saying hello to each other. Record Store Day can go to hell. There you go. But then so can everything else in Mark Morris's world. In fact, you and I'm surprised he hasn't told us yet.
Yeah, I think we should have Mark just to record a video saying "go to hell." So whenever we don't like, we just put a video up. You go to hell.
Yeah. Now, normally for Jeopardy, when I do the avatars, I usually try and put the people's logos on their shirts. I'm just going to change his to go to hell. I think that's what I'm going to do. So, yeah. Here we go. Yes. Yeah. That's a joke that Mark just tells us to go to hell. I think because you made a disparaging comment against the Beatles, if I remember correctly, is kind of where it started. So
I said that Michael Jackson was as big as the Beatles.
And
Mark was like, whoa, no, hang on.
Yeah, in fact, you can go to hell. Anyway, so there, we're a little bit caught up in the comments. Thanks, everybody. Now, what did you have to say? Go ahead.
So I don't know if anybody's thought of this before, but my idea was before Record Store Day, this time of year now, Record Store Day is just about to finish, right? Or maybe because we've got another Record Store Day coming up. What is it? September?
Well, it's usually Black Friday, right? Is the other one?
Friday, okay. So why don't Record Store Day, the actual franchise, the company itself, ask people who go to these record store days what they actually want? You know, I'm going to mention greatest hits here. I'm going to get battered in the comments, but I would love a Blur's greatest hits, which is all I would need off that band. You know, do you want a proper live recording for let's say like Pearl Jam? You know, a limited edition, something Nebworth, a live Glastonbury kind of performance that went down in history as one of the greatest, like, you know, Bowie live at Glastonbury, I think they may have done, or something or around those kind of lines where people actually want stuff. I just find there's too much jazz. There's too much shit. You know me, when it comes to jazz, I just skip over it. If somebody's showing a jazz video, I'm sorry, I love you, but I am not sitting through 3 minutes. I will skip the shit out of it. because it does not interest me in the slightest. And I know there's a lot of people subscribe to my channel that are jazz lovers like Cam and the rest of them, but it just doesn't do it for me. So I thought, why didn't they come up with a system? People can fill out a form and kind of go by genre. What genres would you like to see for the next record store day? Click on that, and it gives you a list of artists. You can click on it and give feedback. So that was my thought. I don't know how you feel about it.
Yeah, no, I mean, we vote on everything else in the world. We vote on who goes into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We vote on this, we vote on that. So yeah, put it out there, and it would be better for them as well. Now, again, I don't know, the kickbacks, the backroom deals, all the bullshit that probably goes along with it. But you're right. Do we need, how many different live versions of stuff do we need? Or do we need 3 different versions of Eric Carr from Kiss, right? They put out 3 different versions of it over 3 record store days. We don't need that. Give me a list. And there's lots of time to do it, because they can start doing it today. They can put out the voting today, and it can end in whatever for Black Friday. There's some timing that has to be done, of course, but give me 20 titles and everybody can vote on them. And there's 10 titles, and those are the 10 titles that most of the vinyl buying public wants. Now, again, what's the backroom deal between A and B? And hey, put mine out because I own the rights to this music and I would like this to get out on record store day and that. But yeah, I like it. There's ways that I wanted to say they can fix it, but that's not fair. It's not broken in the eyes of many people, including record store day, I guess, because they just keep putting stuff out there and it keeps happening all the time. Because once they've sold it, it doesn't matter to them anymore, right? It matters to the local shops that have to sit on shit for the next 4 years. Again, another post, a bunch of posts that I saw from different record shops is, oh, and while you're here for record store day this year, don't forget to look through the bin of all the shit that never sold from the last 6 record store days, because there's always those bins. So that, they're promoting that, the ghosts of record store day past, or however you want to spin it. There's always so many bins. And that's another reason why we don't participate. Pardon me. And there you go. Jazz can go to hell. So I like it. I like it.
I just think, Joe, how easy would it be when you go to the counter at a record shop that's doing record store day, right? And kind of they give you like a leaflet, thanks for coming today, blah blah blah, and on there is a QR code where you can fill out the form what you would want for next year.
Right. Well, and the other thing too is there is still a ton of hype around today, obviously, and then Black Friday, but there's a bunch of other hype around Black Friday as well. And I've said this before, why not every Thursday of the month, there are 5 titles that are brought to you by Record Store Day or whatever, call it Record Store Thursday or whatever. And every 3rd Thursday of the month, have those titles come out and spread it out. Again, that's coming from a guy that runs a shop. But as a consumer, would you not rather have the option to go, 12 times instead of 2 times to go and look for the exclusive stuff? And if these albums are in such high demand why are they not in a bigger, what's the word I'm looking for? Why are there not more of them being sold? Like if people are really clamoring for Van Halen live at Santa Monica Pier or whatever, right? I'm making it up. Why limit that to 3,000? If 5,000 people want it or whatever, then just make it a regular release. Like, I know there's lots of good records that get released, but there's a lot of crap. And shouldn't the really good records be in a wider release? I mean, then you're just causing all the bullshit of the guys that will go and they'll buy the copies because they were first in line and then they go and they flip them, or the collector, right? It's really not getting in the hands of the people that want it. But if it's that big of an important title, why are you not just putting it out there as a regular release? Why does it got to be part of this? And I know that I get it. Don't get me wrong. I get it. But if it's worthy of this big deal, make it a regular release. Let's get it out there. Don't limit it to like the DGs, right? When the Foo Fighters did that, they could have sold a whole shitload more of them, I would think, right?
I would have bought it in a Foo Fighters band.
I know I would have got one as well, but I'm certainly not paying $300 for one now. So, but there's examples of great things that did come out on Record Store Day that why not just make them an actual release and put it out there? Again, there's all the hype and all the hype machine and all of the other backroom dealings that are going on Record Store Day. But it's lost it. Back to 20 minutes ago, Joe, has it's lost its luster or its shine? Yeah, it really has, in my opinion. Again, I'm not shooting it down for those that are enjoying it, for those that look forward to it, for those that partake in it. I'm giving you reasons why I'm not a fan of it anymore. And I never really was that big of a fan. Again, it was like, I want to go and I want to get the stuff I want on a regular basis. I mean, it's a very cool album. I don't want to have to just have one damn day to go and buy it. I want to go and be able to get it.
I just find like, I just find it's bullshit. I'll just show you an album in it, right? 2 secs. Hang on, let me try and find this, because you'll know exactly what I'm talking about here. So this, okay, Darkness.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
This is When We Take It to Hell and Back. They brought out a Record Store Day, like a live fucking recording of this. I'm like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
What are we just grabbing random albums now and just putting on a live fucking recording for Record Store Day?
I know. We've got a copy of that original actually at the shop for sale in case you're looking for it. All right, you've already got it.
Wind me up.
Yeah. No, you're right though. That's the thing. And really it's become a day. If you look at it in the grand scheme of things, it's become more of a day of disappointment than it has of jubilation, because more people won't get the album that they want than will get the album that they want. I think I could be wrong. I don't know, but I would say there is always more people looking for some of those titles that are going to walk away disappointed and disillusioned with Record Store Day. It's like, well, fuck, why did I get up at 6 o'clock or whatever in the morning? And then the guy in front of me grabbed all 8 of them or whatever he did, or grabbed the 2 that were there. So now now what was a joyous event, or what was supposed to be, oh man, I'm going to get that record, it's disappointment. And I think that is more than happy. I could be wrong, maybe not, but I think there's more people disappointed in the fact they didn't get it than they did get it.
And I think a lot of record stores are getting less and less when it comes to actual posters for the day, 2 bags, kind of stickers. That's all gone. Like, it's very rare now you find kind of, I think Richard in Tempe, I think this last year and this year, he was giving away free beer.
Right.
You bought on Record Store Day, you get a free beer.
Get a beer,
And he's done that out of his own pocket. Yeah. So it's kind of,
There's a few shops, again, just because I follow a bunch of different shops. There's a few that do actually make a big splash out of it. They've got some local acts, or they've got a DJ playing and things like that. And that's great. That's fantastic. Some do have some local artists that they slip in on Record Store Day that have their own pressings, which is awesome. That's good. But I'm not a fan. And again, I can't stipulate enough. If you enjoy Record Store Day and you want to participate in Record Store Day, have at her. I'm not disparaging the person for doing that or the shops for doing that. It just does nothing for me anymore. The other part that is kind of stupid as well, I'm going through my list of stuff so that I don't forget.
You know what? You go through the list and I will top up my water.
Okay. So the next thing on my list, sit here and rant like a psycho.
Go on,
there are a number of shops that don't even get all the titles that they ordered. I know at least of 3 or 4 where they've posted, we got a lot of it, but we didn't get everything that we ordered. So this day is on the same day-ish every year, right? It fluctuates a little bit, but they know in advance Record Store Day next year, 2027, is going to be April, 17th. How do you not have the 3,000 that you said you were going to print, or the 5,000 that you said that you were going to print, out to distribution to then get to the shops? Because they do get them eventually, but it's next week sometimes. I know there's a shop in Saskatoon. They always get kind of half of their shipment on actual before Record Store Day, and then they get another half later of titles that they ordered for Record Store Day, which again can be a bit of a blessing because then it gets people coming in the next week as well. But how does Record Store Day and the distributors and the pressing plants who know exactly when this day is, again, At least I'll give them 8 months. I won't say maybe 12 months, 8 months. They know this is the day. And these are the titles that we've put out there. So this is the shit that we need to get pressed. We need to get the distribution. Distribution needs to get it to the record shops to have. Because people get pissed off when the guy in front of them bought the last one of that they wanted. Worse is you go and the store goes, oh no, we didn't even get our copies of it. We might have it next week. I think we're getting our copies. I'm not sure we're getting our copies. It's ridiculous. I just don't get it. So
it's the weird bit for me is like they don't know what they're getting, even though they're ordering a shitload of stuff. It's kind of you might get just shit. Like
that's the thing. You could put in 30 titles, of which honestly, let's say out of 30 titles, 10 of them, we'll go a third, are good titles, big titles, things that most people are going to be looking for. Those other 20, there's always going to be someone that's going to buy it. But so you put in your order for 30 different titles, and some you get 5 of, and some you get 1 or 2 of, and then you don't get any of the 10. And then people come in your shop and it's like, wow, we went there record store day. They didn't have anything that I wanted. I just, and not to beat a dead at this point horse. I'm just not a fan. I just think that they could do it much better. Now, what the hell do I know? I'm just some little dude that runs a little record shop in Little Regina, Saskatchewan, Canada. So, but I'm also a guy that's bought 3,500 albums that does run a record shop, and they don't ask anything. Like, I talked to the guy from Record Store Day Canada, and he goes, yeah, I'll call you. I'll let you, we'll talk about getting involved and et cetera, et cetera. I'd never heard a friggin' word from him. I get that. Super busy. But still, if you want to grow it, you have to get down to, you got to get back to the fundamentals of what it was back in the day. And I don't think that's never going to happen, because Record Store Day is getting what they want out of Record Store Day. And the bigger independent shops are getting what they want out of Record Store Day. But there are many, I think, smaller retailers that are like, screw this. This isn't even worth it. We'll talk about it. And, we'll get as much exposure out of saying we're not doing anything for Record Store Day as we are for actually doing Record Store Day. So, yeah. Morton says Pearl Jam keeps those rare live things and homemade bootlegs. Yeah, that's true. That their own personal Pearl Jam Club member site. Yes, they do have some stuff though every once in a while. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's an answer. I don't know if anybody's looking for an answer other than guys like, you and I, right? I mean, not just you and I. I know there's lots of other people out there, because Record Store Day probably doesn't give a shit, right? They just say, here's the list. Here's the day. Bob's your uncle. Have at her. Whether we have them all supplied to you or not, or we have titles anybody wants, we don't care.
I think just to piss you off a bit more, I might send you some Record Store Day records.
Yes, please. Yes. You know what? Honestly, I never even looked at the list. Maybe I did, but I did not go through it and go, you know what? Damn it. I wouldn't mind. I didn't. And then maybe that's just because, like I said, at this point, I'm disillusioned with the whole thing. I don't care. I mean, we'd love to have it. We'd love to have a super crazy busy day with a bunch of people coming in and happy and enjoying themselves and have a band playing and do all that. But I don't think that's the case anymore unless you are really a larger independent retailer like the Groove, not the Groove Garden. That's my buddy's place. The In Group, right? He has probably a phenomenal day today, right? Because Mike has done all of the due diligence and has done all the work and has all the business and stuff. So he has a phenomenal Record Store Day. And I bet they don't short ship him. I bet if he ordered 20 copies of whatever, he gets 20 copies of whatever. And I could be wrong. Maybe he doesn't, but.
I don't know if I'm the only one who's noticed this about Mike's videos, but he starts off really excited. He goes, hi, Mike, in the In Groove.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. And then he goes really quiet.
Then he goes a little more sullen. Yeah. And I like watching Mike's stuff. It's always good. I appreciate watching Mike.
I watch, how can I put this? I watch more record shops and Nick from the Vinyl Den of what's coming out. And it doesn't even have to be for Record Store Day.
Right.
Albums I never would have known were coming out, kind of, there's 200 coming out this week. I'm going to show 10. And I'm like, wow. Yeah. Like, where you get this from? Because it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I should send you a list, because we get from our supplier. Here's the list of the new stuff that got added to the system, and there are times where that list is 100 records long, and I certainly never proclaim to know. I mean, I know what I'm talking about, but I never profess to be an expert in any way, shape, or form, or have some vast, massive music knowledge. But there are times where I'm like, never heard of them, never heard of them, never heard of them, never heard of them. And again, that's me. That's where I am. Maybe that's because, I mean, and I do try and widen my taste a little bit, but there are a whole shitload of records put out all the time. And I don't know how many are sitting there and how many are doing what they're doing, but yeah.
Let's just put Record Store Day to a shelf for a couple of minutes here.
Okay, let me look at my list. Hold on. And then, okay, I'm done my list.
Okay. So there's a thing in the UK, which I'm quite surprised this hasn't caught on with. And it's called National Album Day.
Yeah, you and I had talked about that a little bit before, yeah.
Now, have you got anything in Canada? Now, for anybody who doesn't know, who's not from Britain, from the UK, we have National Album Day, where albums get released that haven't been released on vinyl or haven't been released on vinyl for a while. So kind of, I picked up Embrace Out of Nothing on red vinyl for that day. I picked up Travis on white vinyl, the man who I picked up Stereophonics. Picked up Stereophonics. Surprise.
Yeah.
And that kind of stuff. Is there anything in Canada slightly remotely close to this, Joe? Because I think that would be amazing. Especially Canadian music is so big. Like, you've got so many great artists that I'm quite surprised this hasn't happened. Is it anything close to the UK what we can have?
No, and that's what I'm asking for as a retailer. Again, do something like that. Not this one day, and nothing against Peter Gabriel, but this one day, here's a zoetrope of Peter Gabriel's Sledgehammer, which looks cool, and I will probably get if I can get it later. But instead of that, give me the titles that people are looking for on a regular basis, and again, bring them out every third Thursday of the month or whatever. And whether that's 2 or 10 or whatever, if all of a sudden it's a better month and there's 5 releases, great. It will get people in and buying more all the time. Mark says that sounds awesome. Yeah, I mean, that's the way that it should be. I think Rhino kind of started to do that a little bit themselves as well, where they started to do that on a regular basis, and then it was on the shop to actually bring them in on a specific day or whatever. But yeah, I mean, there's lots of better ways. There's lots of better ways to get the stuff that those of us that are looking for those older titles and or maybe some more obscure type things out there. And that's great, but we don't have that. We don't. So unless I'm missing it, but I don't think I am. So
well, I'm a bit pissed off today, if I'm being honest.
Sure.
I'm a bit pissed off this week, actually. So thanks to Joe, I listened to a podcast about a year ago called Fake Zombies.
Yeah, it's good.
Which I highly recommend. Honestly, now it's freaking amazing. Honestly, it's brilliant. Yeah. So I kind of done a deep dive on the Zombies, and they were releasing an album with a 7-inch, which was supposed to be delivered to me 3 days ago, I think, and it's coming from the UK. Like, it's a UK press that's shipping all over the world. And I had an email this week saying, we're writing to let you know your order is currently experiencing a delay. Now, I spoke to Sam St. John this week because he was the one who showed the video saying, this is coming, it's on the web store, that kind of stuff.
Right.
Sam has had no delays. Mate, this is coming from the UK. How is a UK citizen getting a delay on a UK pressing?
Yeah.
It's going to America.
Yeah, and we have that shit happen more often than it should at the shop. Where, as an example, there's a small shop. They can't be that big because the town itself or the city is not that big in Fargo, North Dakota. Orange Records, and I follow them on Facebook and Instagram and they will show an album that they just got in, a new release. So they've got it, But my supplier says, no, we haven't even got our copies yet. So not have I not got my copies yet, but my supplier hasn't even got it from Universal Canada or whatever, right? So release days, unfortunately, are bullshit, really. I mean, and in my world anyway, in the small independent in Canada world. But I know even, some of the larger chains, Taylor Swift as an example, Life of a Showgirl.
Yeah.
Everybody in the world's got, hey, we got our copies in, we got our copies in. I'm looking at mine haven't come in, mine haven't shipped, mine aren't even in Toronto at the distributor yet. So Universal Canada didn't get them to them, and then they in turn didn't get it to us. Yet the people that ordered it from me, and I did a whole video on this, are out there going, well, but if I look at whatever Orange Records in Fargo's got it. Why don't you have it? It's ridiculous. And then, so to your point, Sam's got his copy, you don't, and it's coming from the country that you're in. Well, ish, right? So,
I don't know. So just quickly,
Joanne's messaging me. Hold on. Settle down. Okay. She was messaging me. That's not what it said, but she probably should. So yeah, that one pisses me off. Even again, yesterday there was 4 titles that were supposed to be in or available. If you look out there, it said these titles are going to be available April 17th. Haven't even come into my supplier in Toronto yet. So best case scenario, they get the Monday, they send them to me. I maybe have them for Thursday when they were supposed to be out this Friday. We don't all need it right away, but sometimes we want it the day that it was supposed to come out. We want it. And then again, if you look at Orange Records, and I'm not using them derogatorily, I'm using them as an example. They've got their copies already. They're selling them, and I'm making the people that ordered it from me wait. It's ridiculous.
I thought of a fantastic idea. You ready for this?
I'm ready. I'm always ready.
You know how my mind works. It sounds fantastic till I start speaking, and then it just sounds like garbage.
Then we just have to interpret. But go, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Why don't they do kind of like maybe not a record store, but like album day release? Why don't they do made in Canada, released on International Canada Day? So Happy Canada Day with a Canadian kind of day of music.
Yeah.
That gets re-released.
Something. I don't know. Like what? I understand why they have to put a release date on something, but if you're not going to hit it, then why have a release date? Just say sometime in April, not April 17th, but sometime in April, this album is available. In the rest of the world, everybody will have it and will be listening to it already. And it's not every album. That's not it. There's lots that do come in on time when they're supposed to. Taylor was an example of people, because I had 20 orders for it, and I had to explain to 20 people, I know everybody else in the world's got it, but I don't have it yet. So I appreciate that you ordered it from me, and I'm trying to build up my business, and I'm trying to get the new sales. And then I say it's going to be available on April 17th and it's not, then it makes me look bad. Yeah. And then people go, well, he's not going to have it the day I want it, so I'm going to go to the next guy, or I'm just going to get it off friggin' Amazon or whatever. So I just want some consistency. And I'm not a stupid man. I do like a box of chocolates. Yeah, I know. But don't give me a date. Don't bullshit me. Yeah. If you can't come through. Again, you told me 6 months ago. It's not like you told me last week it's coming out this week. Yeah. I'll give you that. Right? If you say, hey, the new Taylor Swift comes out next Friday, and you don't make that happen, I get it. But when you tell me in November of last year that in July of this year the album's coming out, and it's not friggin' ready in July of this year on the day you said it's going to be, and I don't have it in my shop, then something's seriously wrong. But again, nobody gives a shit, because Taylor's getting her money, Universal Canada's getting their money, Isotope, who we buy from, is getting their money, and I'm the one that looks stupid because I'm ultimately the one that gets it to the people that want to listen to it, right? So, but
before Joe has a complete stroke here,
I might not be able to buy any records from anybody anymore. Nobody's going to sell me. Screw you, buddy. Anyway,
we will go to a quick section. So bear with me 2 seconds. So, if you haven't, I have. And I
Okay,
think you know what I'm going to say.
I haven't. There's one that I watched a while ago that I
Okay.
won't recommend. How's that? But this is about recommending. So you go, and then we'll talk about the other one. But
Okay, everybody's going to get really pissed off.
oh, I know which one it is. Yeah,
As soon as I said it, you're like, yeah, I know which one it is.
I remember. Yeah.
So on last week's live stream, Daryl was talking about a band, that one of the most successful bands of all time from Canada. And it's Nickelback. Now, I watched the documentary with a kind of open mind because I liked Nickelback back in the day with Silver Side Up.
Yeah.
That was my kind of, I listened to that album back to front. I know the songs. I know what it looks like on the CD inside. I remember it being ripped and it was kind of all of the shop. I thought it was brilliant. Okay. I won't go fantastic, but I thought it was brilliant. A good backstory to kind of how they had to borrow money. I'm not going to spoil it too much, but
Yeah.
if you are slightly interested, like we said before, you have to be interested or kind of interested in the genre or the band itself.
Yeah.
But just keep an open mind. Like I remember talking to you and Daryl at one point going, I didn't realize how many hits they had. Like, this is insane. Like, kind of, they had so many hits. I'm going to get battered in the comments. I'm just waiting for Mark to come through.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just think, give him a chance. Like, I don't know where this bullshit of fucking hating Nickelback bullshit is coming from. And I don't get it. I really don't. I love Nickelback. Well, I like Nickelback a lot. Like, I met Chad in a bar in Cardiff. Like, I spoke to him about. Amazing guys, really down to earth, drinking jacks, having a chat with fans, This is obviously before social media where people weren't going kind of, oh, let me take a picture of you. There was none of that. It was kind of just talking to the band and memories in your mind. So that would be my recommendation. It's on Netflix. So you can go through the comments.
Yeah, there you go. It is, right? That's the thing. In a different way. Like, it's actually called Love to Hate because that's the thing, is people just love to hate that band. And are they somewhat repetitive? Yes. But I always say my favorite band, AC/DC, is the most repetitive band in the world. Every album kind of sounds the same. But I'm good with that. I like that sound. That's what I want. Did they get a lot of play? Hell yeah, especially in Canada. I mean, they played the shit out of everything off of Silver Side Up, and they've continued to play them for forever. So that's part of it as well. But there's other bands that get lots of play.
To be honest, Joe, I think they shot themselves in the foot. I can't remember which album is off, and it was like photograph. Look at this photograph, and I'm like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, I like that song though. So, here's my take. It's a good documentary. I watched it a long time. I watched it when it first came out. And again, I like Nickelback. I like their music. I like that style. And yeah, it's repetitive or whatever. And yeah, it's kind of pablum sometimes, but so is Hootie and the Blowfish. And that Cracked Review is one of my favorite records, right? It was like, if you typed into AI before there was AI, let's write a rock song or let's write a whatever song. It is a little bit of that, but you know what? If I could write a rock song that sold 1 billion copies, I'd write the same damn song. So they always put on a fantastic show. They are very good live. They are very energetic live. They always sound great. They're great musicians for what they play. They always have great opening acts with them, or at least the times that I've seen them, they've always done that as well. So I have no problem. I don't own a Nickelback shirt like Daryl. Daryl loves them, maybe just a little bit more than we do. If you
remember, like, whenever he used to come on, you just went on Nickelback, and you were like, "You have cleaned that, right?"
Yeah, exactly. You watched that, right? So yeah, but I like them, and it's a good documentary. So give it a go. The one that And again, I'm trying to be, I'm in my life as I've grown up more, being 60 plus now, I've tried to say less, that sucks, as much as I don't like that. Yeah, Daryl likes Nanook. Yes, he does like Nanook. There was a documentary, and it's brief. It's like 15 minutes long that I was looking forward to. It was one called The Man with a Million Records. And then it ended up just talking to this old dude. They never showed me any of the records. They never did that. So, you know, there are lots of little short ones out there, and there's lots of great full-blown documentaries. There's lots of really official documentaries, and not the Chili Peppers one. We talked about that. There's lots of good stuff to watch if you want to increase your knowledge of rock and roll, and then you want to come on to maybe a rock and roll Jeopardy and be a contestant. Maybe that's it. So let's play
Roll
that.
the trailer.
What do I have? I think I got a clip. So yeah, this is the game show that I run every week. For those that don't know, I know everybody in the chat here knows about it. I know you know about it. You've been on. We're filming a couple more tomorrow. But for those that are going to watch this later that don't know about it, here's a little bit of a clip.
Let's try odd duets for 400, please.
Odd duets for 400. All right. Again, I'll give you the song. You need to tell me who the artists are, please. Here we go. Say, say, say. Brian.
Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney.
Jackson and Paul McCartney. That is correct. Yes.
Dirty dog.
His buzzer strategy hasn't worked yet. It's not working yet, but he's still working on it, I think, right?
Yeah.
Mark, I didn't play that on purpose. It just happens to be the clip that we've got in our media assets. So yeah, it's Jeopardy.
Can we use that as a snippet for the live stream? You dirty dog.
You dirty dog. Yeah, I'm gonna have to cut that out and use that. Yeah, we're gonna have to come up with something that's gonna work its way into the intro for the live stream. Exactly.
I will put a link in the description down below. Go and check it out on Joe's channel, Racer Joe. I've been on, Mark's been on, Brian's been on, Daryl's been on. You've had local people that live nearby that actually been on that were not in the vinyl community.
Yeah.
If there's anybody out there, even in the chat, who's going to watch this later, get hold of Joe. Joe, how can they get hold of you on your email, mate?
Yeah, I mean, they can link or they can comment on this video when they see that, and then I'll get a hold of them, or just email me at theracerreport@gmail.com. We'll get you set up. The only things you do need a camera, so you need to kind of be able to do something like this, and that needs to be on a laptop or a desktop, yes. Preferably, not necessarily, but it's going to be your best way to do it. You might get away with it on a tablet, but you have to have your phone and or a tablet as your buzzer. So it's a lot of fun. I don't know if people worry about the fact that they're not going to do well. I don't know if that keeps people from playing and having fun. Yeah, no, that's not why I was saying that. You did perfectly fine. I just don't want people to go, oh man, I'm not going to go on there because I'm not going to do well and I'm going to look stupid and whatever, because that's not it. It's fun. We have a lot of fun, and you never know. You might surprise yourself. You might actually know more because the questions, I'd really try and vary them, right? I call it rock and roll Jeopardy because I can't call it Jeopardy, but it's not necessarily all rock and roll. We throw some jazz in every once in a while. Yes, you do, Mark. Yes. From time to time, there's a classical category. So you never know what you know until you know what you know. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense, right?
I remember there was you have to go back and watch it when I was on there with, I think it was on with Richard and Trevor Trevor was amazing. I was like, where the hell did you know this knowledge, mate?
Yeah. Trevor did all right.
My worry was walking into it was Richard, because I was thinking, we're doing a British episode here.
Yeah, that's right.
The only one I got to worry about is Richard. And like Trevor was getting ancient statue monuments in fucking Berkshire and shit. And I'm like, I don't even know that.
Exactly. Oh yeah, there was the UK folk songs category, right? And yeah, I'm thinking, well,
I was thinking, I think he'll have some Mumford & Sons now. I'll be all right. And
yeah,
nope.
I knew Whiskey in the Jar, and that was about it. So you know what? There's a lot of questions where if I didn't write the question, or research the question. I should always clarify that. I don't necessarily write them. I think them up. I think the categories, and then I kind of Google stuff. But anyway, there's a lot of stuff that I didn't know. I didn't know what I knew until I wrote the question. So it's fun. Come on and have some fun. That's all we're doing.
Yeah, exactly. And I totally agree with this, Mark.
Yeah, there you go. Yes. So, well, Mark is part of the crew for tomorrow. So Mark's making a comeback as well. And all three of the folks that are going to be on for a couple episodes tomorrow that we're recording have not won yet. So they haven't qualified for the Tournament of Champions yet. So we'll add one more to that. And then I hope to get into like a little bit of a tournament of those that have won before. I just want everybody to have fun. I just like hanging out with everybody. That's really what it is. And, instead of showing records, we're talking about trivia is all it is. So, yeah.
So, yeah, I'll put a description down below. Go check it out. Go subscribe to Joe's channel. He's got an amazing channel. Any pre-orders you've ordered, Joe? Or
well, yeah, I got a bunch of stuff in on my day before record store day stuff. So there is some stuff coming out in the next little while. I don't know if there's any massive titles. Neil Horan's got a new album coming out, which member of One Direction. I know that's coming out. That might not necessarily appeal to the rock crowd, but you never know. Yeah, there's a few different things coming out. Madonna's got something new coming out. She was at Coachella yesterday with Sabrina Carpenter. She came out and wandered around and did a few things. But yeah, there's always some new titles coming out. So if you're looking for something, if you're watching this and you live in the Regina, Saskatchewan area and or can come into the shop, come and pick them up. But I got some new stuff in for myself. I was going to do a video, but this is going to count as a video. So let's go through a couple. What do you think?
I'm just going to make you big so you can have a quick look at Joe, see what he's got. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just got to go whiz. That's the thing. So.
Shut up.
Oh, sorry. Giving away secrets. This is one that I've been expecting for a while. And this is a perfect example of one that was supposed to be out a long time ago. And my supplier finally got their stock. And this is the Peter Criss. For those that can't read it, but there it is, Peter Criss of Kiss fame, the cat man himself. I think there's a picture of him. Well, there's the cat on the back. Out of Brooklyn, New York. Of course, he's always been very a big proponent of New York. But there is Peter. He is the drummer of note on here. Who else is on here? Michael McLaughlin, I'm not crazy familiar with. John Five, who's currently out with Motley Crue. He's their current guitar player. Billy Sheehan, who was in David Lee Roth's band. He was in Mr. Big. He's been in a bunch of stuff. Kat Manning is on here as well. She is a vocalist, and she does some stuff. Everybody, you got to either be a cat person or a cat man or have cat in your name. Paul Schaefer from the world's most dangerous band has got some keyboard action on here. Who else? Sharon and Dennis Collins and Matt Montgomery are some of the players. Well, not some of that. That's the players on here. It's good. I've listened to it a couple of times. I put it on and then I put it right back on again. It is not Kiss. It is also not what some of Peter's solo stuff was before, which was more jazzy, bluesy, stuff like that. That's always kind of been his jam. This is some pretty good rock and roll. And not that I disliked a lot of his solo stuff before. I always enjoyed it. But rock and roll in the dark for the money. One of my favorites is Cheaper to Keeper and Sugar. They're both on side 2. There are 3 different variants of this. There is white and a white vinyl, silver and a silver vinyl, and the black Peter Criss and the black vinyl that goes along with it. But you know what? If you're on the fence, take a chance. I enjoyed it. It is a little pricey, unfortunately. I don't know why that is the case, but it was a little bit more than a normal single record is. Stream it, listen to it that way, and then give it a shot. But I enjoyed it. It's good. And obviously a Kiss fan from back in the day, and always was a Peter fan. It's dedicated to Ace and some other folks as well, which is kind of cool. Some others, unfortunately, that have passed away. At 80, it's pretty damn good. The Stones got the new one coming out. That's going to be a thing. The Cockroaches or whatever. But is it Kiss? It is not. Is it good? I think it is. Give it a listen. I liked it.
Would a non-Kiss fan enjoy it?
I think so. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And then, as I said as well, it's not necessarily like his solo album was with Kiss. And then, of course, he did Out of Control after he left and things like that, where, again, that was a little more bluesy, a little more, not bebop. That's not quite the right word. It is a rock and roll record. It's got some influence of that other stuff that he was kind of known for as well. But I liked it, and well produced. And again, the musicians on it are fantastic. The songwriting's pretty good. It's a little cheesy, but it always was. So I think it's worth the spin, although it is a little pricey. It's a little bit more than a standard single, not much, like another $10 or something maybe. But I would give it a stream and give it a preview anyway, and see what you think, or just go and buy it. But don't blame me if you don't like it. Go and stream it first, because you have that as an option these days. And although he was one of the folks that did not put it out on streaming in any way, shape, or form. And I'm not sure if it is now. I shouldn't say go and stream it if it's not out there. But he, along with some other artists, have said, nope, it's not going to be on streaming. If you want to buy this new album, you got to go and buy a physical copy, whether that be vinyl and or a CD. But he was part of that camp for a while. I'm not sure if it's not out there now. It probably is, but
It's probably on YouTube somewhere, surely.
it could likely be as well. Like I said, I enjoyed it. I'm a fan, so I probably maybe gave it a little bit more of a pass than others would, but I enjoyed it regardless of the fact that I've always been a Peter Criss fan. So,
Yeah.
How about you? You got some new stuff too?
I've pre-ordered some stuff.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, Rhino has done me again.
Yeah. Rhino's dangerous, right? They put some good stuff out there lately.
So since I watched the documentary that you recommended, you've cost me a lot of money.
Yeah, I know. You're welcome.
CBGBs.
Yeah.
So we did a punk episode, which I discovered kind of new music. I'm going to show a artist now that I have watched. Have I seen him live? No, I haven't seen him live, but I've seen his band live. So I haven't got it. Sorry, it's the Stooges. I've pre-ordered the Stooges, their first album and Funhouse.
Okay.
On a high fidelity Rhino, and I know you're going to roll your eyes, Joe, going, "Why did you order that? Because it shouldn't be on high fidelity, but you can't get it anywhere else." So
No,
it's kind of that situation. You're kind of stuck. So they're numbered, which doesn't really bother me, to be honest. Had a good deal on this one, Joe. We've discussed this before. They must be coming from Germany at this price.
I'm not sure. Yeah. Because it's reasonably, it's reasonable-ish, right? Or no?
So it cost me for the Stooges album, self-titled, and the Funhouse one. In total, with shipping, worked out at $102.
Yeah.
So you're looking at $40 an album, and then shipping was $22. If I do this in UK pounds, was $23 into UK pounds. £17. So, it's I don't know. I've got, which doesn't make any sense because how much is to ship to the UK?
Yeah, exactly.
I'll just show you. So I don't know if this is going to show up on the screen here. But you can see for yourself kind of how does it cost? It costs, right. It's just an example here, all the bullshit that comes with shipping stuff to people. On average, it cost me about 30. Like I did, first time I sent something to Joe, it cost me £15 and took like 6 months to get to him, and he was back.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So every time I send something to somebody, if it's Mark, if it's you, if it's Daryl, I go with a £30 mark because you're guaranteed within 7 days it's gonna get into you a lot quicker. Because I think the first one I sent you went on a car, it went on a van, it went on a boat, then it went on a cruise ship, then it went on a docking station. So it was kind of, fuck this. So I'd rather spend the extra cash. So that cost me £30 just to send what? How many albums? 2 albums I sent you?
Yeah.
And like
I know.
it's only cost them $22, which works out about £15.
Yeah.
So how the fuck are they doing this?
I don't know, but they are. I mean, it should be much less. I paid, like when I sent you what I sent you, the black tea and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That was $120 was shipping on that Canadian. So that's what, 60 pounds, we'll call it, half, whatever.
Yeah.
And that got it there in about 10 days or so. And it was a little bit heavier of a package, but still, it's just ridiculous. But then others are doing better. I don't know. Yeah. Hey, look, black tea. Hey, I got
just for everybody's situation here. Yeah. Liz chose these this evening for me. I said to her, me and Joe are doing a live stream. Can't do Sunday, we're doing Saturday. She was like, okay. Well, she was like, who's picking the records? I said, do me a favor, pick 10 to 15 records, come back. Guess what? This was the first one.
That was in there. There you go. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, here, let's see. Maybe I can pull this off. You keep talking about the record, and I'm going to try something.
So Joe mentioned this a couple of months ago that, he went to, you have to remind me on this, Joe. What band was it Took you were going to see and they were supporting them?
Yeah, it was Took, these guys, as my toque spins around as it always done. I didn't realize I'm triple toque today. Toque bunny hug, toque shirt, toque. But yes, they were opening. They were supporting them. Yes, and they're from Regina. Toque is a Canadian band playing in Regina, but Black Tea is Regina. Yeah.
So I love this album, and not just because you sent it to me. I've said to you for months because I found them on streaming. I think me and Trevor found them on streaming, and Trevor sent me a message going, "Oh, it's amazing, mate! I can't wait to order it." Yeah. It's 11 tracks, which is just enough.
Yeah, it's
not because I'm not saying they're bad. For me, on a record, that's fantastic, brilliant, love it. But yeah, that was Black Tea, and I just so you interviewed the drummer. Am I correct on this one?
Yeah, I talked to Dawson. Here, I'm going to put this up. There you go. Let's put that up. While we're at it, what the hell? Let's give him full promotion. Why not?
Right, okay.
Yeah, I talked to Dawson Dressler, drummer, and really, really down to earth, good dude. Talked a little bit about how they put this album together. There are 3 songs, I think it's 3, maybe 4, that were recorded a little while ago in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. But then the rest was recorded in a small cabin just outside of Regina. They got all the equipment and they'd written these songs, and they had changed over the years. They used to be a little bit heavier, and they still throw some AC/DC in the live set and things like that.
Yeah.
But just a good down-to-earth kid and really good stuff, and they're doing well, which is nice. They're getting some airplay, which you have to do as a band. You have to do that, and then you have to get out there and support live and play live and do all that. But yeah, they're doing okay. They're doing okay here. You've probably got the album that's gone the furthest away so far, and I could be wrong on that. I don't know, but I would think that Tenby Wales might be the furthest that they've sold. But
I will say this: I'm probably the only one in Wales.
We'll go with that. I think that was a fair statement. And then, of course, we talked about Trevor's got it, Daryl's got it. There's lots of really, really good music out there. This really just hit home with me. Now, again, the fact they're from home, that helped. And seeing them live, that was the first time I heard them. It's not like I heard the song and then went and saw them. They impressed me from the start playing live. And it was like, okay, I'm going to go to the merch table. I'm going to get that album because that is very, very good. And it's up my alley. It's my style as well.
That's the perfect situation, really, isn't it?
Because it is,
you've gone to watch somebody else and you've kind of ended up going, this support act is bloody brilliant.
Yes. Yeah. And that's awesome when that happens. And it happens more often than not, which is great because that's what you want. And then a lot of bands these days are printing limited edition of the vinyl that is nice for guys like you and I to then, again, middle of the show before the headliner starts, you talk to the band, which is also very cool. Like they're the guys out there at the merch table selling the album. They'll sign it for you. They'll take the pictures if you want, things like that. But yeah, that's happened number of times, actually. I saw Alan Doyle, and we talked about that. The band that opened for them. They ran out of vinyl on the tour because people were buying their records. They were so impressed with them that they were just buying the vinyl at the shows, and they ran out, halfway across Canada, and they just, because they only printed so many. So, but more and more bands are now. I've been to some more smaller shows at the same place I saw that one, and the opening acts have had some vinyl for sale. Again, limited presses, limited runs. And but it's nice to see that they are realizing, I guess, not that they have to have some physical, but they're realizing that physical media, sending somebody home with your album, is not a bad thing to do, right? You want them wearing T-shirts, but you want them listening to your music as well, because that's what'll bring them back.
I've met quite a few artists, like in Cardiff University, in the Union.
Yeah.
Kind of. So I went to watch, how many times I've watched Bone for Soup now, in 4 or 5 times. They're always fun. It's a fun group to watch. I remember back in the day when I was younger and was able to party all night. We'll just leave it at that.
Now you got to get up for work.
Well, mate.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm shattered. But, I've partied with Bloodhound Gang. That was an experience where they're pissing each other's drinks and they got to drink the whole pint. I partied with the lead singer from Wheatus, Teenage Dirtbag, if anybody doesn't know who they are. Yep. He was quite fun. He was kind of, how would you put it this day? I'm trying to be politically correct here. He's very centered of what people are saying on their lips. So he kind of concentrates.
Yeah.
I nearly said AC/DC. It's not. It's what do you call it? Anyway, he concentrates on what you're saying. Maybe it's a hearing thing with him. I'm not quite sure.
Could be.
But he was cool. Signed my T-shirt that I can't find.
That is somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah. I watched The Offspring in Bristol Academy back in 2001. And didn't realize I was talking to the lead singer from All American Rejects. And he's like, "Yeah, we were supporting tonight." I was like, "What?"
You were opening for them. Yeah.
I love that band.
Yeah. Good stuff.
So it's kind of things like that are kind of cool. And like you going to gigs and discovering music and then telling the vinyl community all about it. And then we end up going and buying stuff.
And then everybody goes and buys it. Yeah. I told a lot of people about that band, and almost everybody was, some were a little more enthusiastic than others, but I think everybody got it, thought, yeah, this has some, because it's got, I keep talking about it and we'll move on, but it's got a lot of flavors. It's got a lot of different styles, but it's very cohesive at the same time. So if that makes sense. I will
say about you are very good at recommending albums to individuals will enjoy that album. And that sounds weird, but a lot of people will say, for instance, "Oh, look at this. This is amazing. You should all get this." No, Joe will turn around and go, "Chris, I saw this band last night. They are bloody brilliant. I think it's right up your alley." And kind of like with Trevor. I think you and Trevor he's in more to his metal stuff, obviously. But you could see when I listened to it, I was like, "Oh, I need to get this." I sent a message to Joe straight. I was like, "Yes, let's do this."
Yeah, no, definitely. That's the thing. So it's part of the whole thing, right? And so I mean, I love to obviously go and see the big shows, but I do try and get to some smaller ones when I can as well. As best as I can anyway. So
before we move on, let's go through the comments. If there's anything left on there, I think Mark has left something. I'm not quite sure.
There's a couple things from Mark. Back to our conversation about him and Daryl playing on Jeopardy. If there's an Anouk category, he is doomed. Stooges, yes, always a good choice for sure. I think Iggy was at Coachella last night. I thought I saw a picture of him. He's like 78, no shirt. I don't think Iggy Pop has worn a shirt in 47 years. Anyway, I think he was at Coachella. I thought I saw that. Anyway, yes, it is. It's ridiculous. And even within Canada, it's ridiculous to send it elsewhere internationally, but it's even ridiculous, sending it locally. And I usually say things like, "I love this album, but probably not for you." And there you go. Exactly. It's kind of like, they don't suck. I don't like them. You like them. You like them. So there you go. But and there you go. And one more. What the heck? Love Iggy, but he can put a shirt on now. Yeah. So that'd be like me walking around without my shirt.
I'm gonna make a comment here that's gonna Mark's gonna tell me to go to hell in a minute.
Cool.
I'll make it anyway. I prefer the Stooges to Iggy on his own.
I don't know. I haven't listened to a lot of Iggy on his own. I mean, I've got Blah Blah Blah, right, which was massive.
I just prefer I like the sound
Sure.
of the band itself.
Yeah.
Iggy's Iggy.
Yeah.
Like, there's no getting away from that.
No, that's right.
But maybe I need to deep dive into Iggy. Like, I know the hits, but
Sure.
kind of maybe doing a deep dive into his like start where he started after he, with the Stooges and that kind of stuff, and then maybe go from there. So I
bet back in the day that would have been a hell of a show. So
it's the CBGBs was like, if anybody want to watch a good film, seriously now, go and watch that. It's got Alan Rickman in it, he's an amazing British actor.
We had people argue with us on that one, though. I liked it. I didn't have a problem with it. Was it Academy Award winning cinematography and stuff? No, it wasn't. That's not what I expected it to be.
So I'm going to show an album now, because I feel like we need to show albums at this point. But
you told me to pull a whole shitload of albums, and we've shown.
Yeah, I know. You've been talking for an hour, so we'll crack on. I'm going to show an artist in this band who's now not with us anymore. Taylor Hawkins, who played Iggy Pop in that film.
He does. Yeah, there you go.
I found this at the record store in Bristol. This album's called Get the Money, Taylor Hawkins and the Coattail Riders. Yeah. It's not Foo Fighters.
No, you said, yeah. Yeah.
It's more, when I say surfing music, don't think of the Beach Boys. It's more kind of by the coast kind of music. I'm trying to put it into a genre here, but I'm really struggling.
Like more surf rock, like surf guitar, Dick Dale, stuff like that. More along the lines of that, yeah. Yeah.
So you got the lyrics. This just came on black vinyl. I bought this at the record fair in Bristol, which is probably the biggest record fair in Britain. Me and Cam were just looking at stuff. He was looking at jazz and reggae and all that kind of shit. And I was like, well, there's nothing I've seen for a decent price that I actually want. And then I come across that. Now, for backstory on this one, Joe knows this, but I went to Wembley to watch the Taylor Hawkins tribute in Wembley, which was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest. You had artists like Queens of the Stone Age. You had obviously the Foo Fighters, you had Paul McCartney, you had Brian Johnson from AC/DC. I'm trying to think. There was like Liam Gallagher was there. There was so many. It was absolutely phenomenal. Took Liz with me. We drove down from Tenby to Wembley. Took us 6 hours. And I drove back the same night. So that was a long day.
That's a long day. Yeah, exactly.
It was, I was devastated when he went, to be honest. But drugs and alcohol and all the rest of it, it catches up with you in the end.
Yeah. Oh, unfortunately, that's the thing. My boobs are as big as theirs are. Mine are just a lot flappier than theirs are.
Yours look a lot better.
No, oh hell no. Oh hell no. Anyway, I'm not sure why I noticed that, but anyway.
So so if you want something slightly a bit different and you like the Foo Fighters, maybe give this Taylor Hawkins and I can't even read, mate. I'm on my glasses, sorry. Taylor Hawkins and the Cocktail Riders. So they did them two, played obviously. And Dave Grohl joined in, and it was brilliant. It was really, really good. Anyway,
I saw Foo Fighters 3 years ago now. Obviously, after Taylor had passed, we had tickets for the tour before he passed. But anyway, and Josh Freese was great. He was a fantastic drummer. He was not the showman and all of the other parts that went along with Taylor Hawkins. Josh can play the hell out of the drums, and I'm not positive who it is that's playing with them now, but they'll be able to play the hell out of the drums as well. But when he would come out, you talk about his singing, like when he would come out and he would do Freddie Mercury, right? They would always do where Taylor would come out, Dave would go play the drums for a while, and there's lots of great stuff on YouTube of that happening. And then he was a big part of the DG stuff and things like that as well. But he had a great voice, and he was just he just seemed like such a good dude. And
Ian Rubin, Fighters, replaces John Fries.
Yeah.
He was in 9 Inch Nails.
Yeah. Who were pretty good at, well, Reznor and company were pretty good at Coachella as well. If they
did a swap, didn't they? So Foo Fighters give their drummer to 9 Inch Nails, and 9 Inch Nails drummer went to the Foo Fighters.
Yeah, there was some animosity there for sure. That didn't seem like it was an amicable split. I think that Josh thought, why am I getting let go from the Foo Fighters? And God only knows. But I think my point was that it was unfortunate that I didn't get a chance to see him because, again, I really thoroughly enjoyed the Foo Fighters show, but it would have just been that much of a different show, I think, with Taylor Hawkins being on the drums than somebody else. And again, not because they're not bad, not because they're not equally as good drummers. And Taylor was a phenomenal drummer, but just the showmanship and the other parts of it. Sorry, I interrupted you.
I never watched Taylor live. The simple reason is because they only used to do like Wembley, and I'm not traveling 6 hours just to watch a 2-hour set.
Sure. Yeah.
When the tribute came up, I was like, well, I feel I need to go now. And the prices weren't bad, actually, Joe. They were like £45 a ticket.
Yeah, which is perfectly fine. Yeah, that's the cost of a T-shirt.
For what we saw, you couldn't go wrong for that, mate. So,
no, I agree.
So yeah, if anybody can get their hands on it, give it a stream. Tell me what you think.
Sure.
Leave comments down below.
Yeah.
Tell me what you think.
Exactly. All right, let's go with the new one that I picked up. Again, my record store day was yesterday because stuff came in, and I brought home and have started to listen to some of, including A Pound of Feathers, the brand new one from the boys that are the Black Crowes. There's the brothers. Much like other brothers, they started to argue, were pissed off at each other, got back together, and have been pretty good over the last couple of years. I really liked Happiness Bastards. That was a great album, I thought. And this first listen last night was good. I'd heard a couple of the singles, but I really enjoyed it. It's good. For those that like the sexy colored vinyl. And yeah, I'm going to touch it, but I don't give a rat's ass. My fingerprints are on the edge and I clean it, and you can all give me grief all you want, but very cool. And I'm not exactly sure why the Black Crowes are actually a red crow, but they are. I'm not sure why they did that. I would have had a red label and then the Black Crowes. But anyway, very nice looking album. Sounds really, really good. Sounds like the Black Crowes. It sounds like the Black Crowes from the last album, and it's good. I like it. I think they have not strayed too far. It's not like they've gone too far away from what they used to do and too far away from what they're currently doing, I guess, with a couple albums in after the reconciliation. I like it. It's good. And the Robinson boys seem to be getting along, at least long enough to make some albums anyway. Kind of like the Gallagher brothers, enough to get together and get inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and do a tour.
Can I ask you a question? Are you a fan of Oasis?
I am a fan of Oasis. I am not a massive fan of Oasis, and I was tired of all the bullshit because I just hate bullshit like that. I hate drama. I hate bullshit. And it's like, you know what? You're screwing up your fans by pulling this shit, right? You can bitch and complain all you want to yourself, and it's been going on for forever. But you had a lot of people that really, really enjoyed your music, and you guys screwed that up for a lot of people for a number of years. So I am a fan, but with all of those caveats as well. This is the inside of the Black Crowes. Not sure why I showed you that, but I did. So how about you? I mean, I know we've talked a little bit, but I don't know. I wouldn't know if you are a massive fan or a casual or where you stand on them, to be honest.
I'm a casual fan.
Yeah.
Not a massive fan. I'm going to piss a lot of people off here, but they just sound the same. Kind of.
Sure.
it's I don't know. I don't want to say it because I'm British, but there's a part of me go, I gotta be truthful here as well at the same time. They're not my favorite band, like but I prefer. Okay, I'm gonna show an album. Fuck it.
Yeah.
So I prefer this guy on his own.
Right.
Noel. There's more storytelling going on here. Can you shut up? Dog next door. So
You talking to me?
this album here was amazing. It's a greatest hits. Surprise, surprise. But it's amazing. It's not Oasis at all.
So was he the better songwriter in your opinion? Then?
Well, he is the songwriter. He's
Yeah.
the songwriter.
Yeah.
Liam would employ people to write songs for him. So,
Sure.
he's the. Okay, but he's probably the Paul McCartney of Oasis. Kind of, he writes the songs. I know Lennon wrote quite a few songs as well, but this is amazing. This is absolutely. If you want to get started with Noel, just give a quick deep dive. This is the best of. You can pick it up on Amazon for like 25 quid. Like, which is kind of weird. There's nothing on the back.
Yeah.
It's just orange.
Just a QR code or not a barcode. That dog can go to hell, says Mark.
Yeah, it's a little terrier that doesn't shut the fuck up.
He says thank you for the Liam acoustic version that you sent him.
Sorry, mate.
Yeah.
No worries. If you like that, you might want to do a deep dive on Liam Gallagher's first 2 albums. There is a live album that he did from the Thames on a boat.
Oh,
okay. So he sings songs like Once and that Mark kind of digged. So Mark, you might want to do a deep dive on. Have a look on streaming, mate. Have a look on YouTube. There's a video of him on the Thames doing that. So yeah,
cool.
Mr. Noel, that was Noel Gallagher. If, like I said, if you do like the Liam stuff, the kind of record store day stuff, then do a deep dive on him because he's got some bangers. It's kind of. It's not Oasis. It's more indie kind of rock, I'd say. Where I find Oasis are stadium bands.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So, I mean, part of that probably came from the fact that they were shoved down your throat there, right? I mean, I at least I imagine, and the whole them versus Blur bullshit and all of that would have gone on and been, again, I'm not a. I like a good drama, but I don't like drama for the lack of putting it a better way.
For me, Joe, the first 3 albums were solid. And I find after that, it just went a bit too commercial. Kind of like a Blur situation going on.
Yeah.
Where the first kind of 2-3 albums were really good. But after then, it just turned to horseshit for me. So.
Yeah. Hey, look, our good friend Richard is with us. Maybe he's been with us all along and not saying anything, but hello, Richard. He has no Oasis on value. Are you on vinyl? Are you a bad person? For sure, you are not a bad person, and not having Oasis doesn't make you a bad person. You know what? If truth be told, I didn't have Oasis till about a year ago as well. I mean, I always enjoyed the album, and it just was one of those things like, I should probably get some Oasis to listen to. And then I bought the first 2, and that's all that I have. That's all that I need. That's all that I have. I like other stuff, but that's what I went and picked up for myself. That's all I've got.
I'm going to sound like a bad record beer, but for most people, Stop the Clock's the greatest hits would probably be enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've literally got the hits.
Yeah. Deep cuts. Do you need a bunch of deep cuts? I mean, yeah, I shouldn't speak to them because, again, I am a fan, but I am a casual fan. So, yeah, I can't say whether other than what I have heard as the hits and or the few times that I've listened to the albums all the way through, that there's not a ton of other great stuff on there. I mean, there's albums that are so fantastic taking the hits away. Maybe that's the case. I don't know. You're saying it's not, but maybe it is. I mean, I'm sure we'd find others that it's like, oh my God, go to hell, right?
There's a lot of people in the vinyl community, and not just vinyl community, that people, that will make comments and people I know, like, oh, you need to check this album. I'm like, no, I really don't. It's kind of, after you've viewed, Okay, so one of the worst concerts I've ever went to was Liam Gallagher on his own. And he kept saying over and over again after he finished the song, any Oasis fans here? Anybody want some lasagna? And I'm like, what are we doing here? Like,
Yeah.
sing
Yeah.
some of your stuff and sing some Oasis. There's no need to ask the crowd, do you like Oasis? The only reason they're here is because you used to be in Oasis.
That you were in Oasis. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the thing. So Richard says he was doing a record store day video that he just posted. I did not plan on going today, but things happened. That's awesome. You would have missed what we were saying about record store day earlier, so go back and watch and hope that you picked up some things that you wanted. I know you always partake a little bit when you can anyway, Richard, so that's good. And here is Mark. I don't have any on vinyl, although he does have What's the Story on CD. So there you go. And yeah, that's the other thing. Never disparage the CDs around here. Just because I don't listen to them very often, I've got a little pile down there that they come out every once. So I got some really good jazz that when you come over, Chris, we'll listen to on CD. I've got a 5-disc changer. We'll put 5 discs in and it will rotate through and you'll just love it. Anyway.
Where's the cocaine?
Hey, I didn't say it this time. You said it. Still cheaper than cocaine. Yeah. So
Yeah, Mark,
there's thoughts on Oasis.
Yeah, Mark, if you're listening to CDs, mate, you can go to hell.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. All right. So we talked about are you done? Sorry, I should say ask you if you're done. Are you done? You're done-ish. Anyway. We talked about opening bands a while ago, and this is a gentleman that I saw open up for Darius Rucker. And I've shown this before. I can't remember if I've shown it on a live stream or I just talked about it in one of my videos. But the gentleman's name is Cassius Culpepper. It's a very hard album to show on here because it's very not well lit. There you go. Gatefold, got to show the gatefold. There is one I got to make sure. Remind me for sure to show one because it is why the rule of show the gatefold is around. Anyway, Cassius Culpepper, he opened up for Darius Rucker of Hootie and the Blowfish. Really, really good. Yes, a little country like Steve Earle's country. Some fantastic songwriting, wonderful voice, fantastic band. This is his first album. This is called Act One. Give this a listen for sure. I think that if any of the things that I just said intrigue you, I think that you will enjoy it. Maybe a little rate lift in the night sweats, maybe a little bit pulled back a bit, maybe, but really, really good, fantastic songwriting. What was kind of cool as well is I'll show you the vinyl, and it came in a couple of different colors. But what's neat, and it's the first ones that I've seen for a while, or the first ones that I've seen, period, where I don't know if I mentioned labels earlier, which made me think of this. But anyway, oh yeah, because I was talking about the Black Crows and the fact it should have been a Black Crow.
Yeah.
But so these are the labels on the Cassius Culpepper, and you're going, what labels, Joe? And you're right, because it is actually just full-blown wax all the way through, and they are etched and or almost like not picture disc like labels. It's hard for me to show you. Maybe if I do, let's see if I do this, if it will come through a little bit more. Probably not. But anyway, I digress. It's not that important, but they're very cool because again, there's labels there, but it's actually right on the vinyl. And then it's kind of superimposed. It's pretty cool. It's like Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon that came out a couple of years ago, where it was not a picture disc, but it was more laser etched, and kind of the next wave, I think, in picture discs or way that things are going to go. But I just thought it was fairly cool because they're both like that. You know what, Chris, you got something you want to show there? I'm going to dig the other one out. You might be able to see it a little bit better what I'm talking about than the red one.
Okay, so Joe's gonna kind of roll his eyes now. I did not choose this. Like I said, Liz chose this.
Yep.
Joe, do not get upset with me, please.
Of course not. That's fine. That's fine.
This is all I need.
Yeah.
Literally. It's one of them ones that went up and down in price. I'm not a massive fan of his, even though I got the greatest hits, but I've got the greatest hits. So that's all I need.
That's fair. This is, yeah. No, go ahead.
let me
No,
move
go
you
ahead. No.
Okay, so you've got Can't Stop This Thing We've Started, Run to You, Heaven, It's Only Love with Tina Turner, When You're Gone with Mel C, Cloud Number 9, Everything I Do It For You, Don't Care If I Never Hear That Again, You Belong to Me, Summer 69, Don't Care If I Ever Hear That Again, Have You Ever Really Loved a Woman, Please Forgive Me, Cuts Like a Knife, The Only Thing That Look Good on Me Is You, All for Love with Rod Stewart and Sting, Back to You, Please Stay, 18 Till I Die. So,
Yeah, it is a fantastic compilation of Bryan Adams hits for sure. That's good. And just to clarify again, I don't hate Bryan Adams. I am sick of Bryan Adams, if that makes sense. So, and then on top of it, I delivered water, like the big 5-gallon jugs of water for a couple of years. And the only radio, it was just a radio in the truck. I probably could have worn my headset. But anyway, regardless of that, so I had to listen to a specific local classic rock station. I didn't have to listen to it, but it was pretty good for the most part. But they just played the shit out of Bryan Adams. So I heard Summer of 69 almost every day. And I heard this almost every day. Instead of playing one of those multiple songs, they just played the same two over and over and over and over. Anyway, at the shop the other day, we had it on in the background because we do other things at the shop besides the vinyl. And announcing Bryan Adams Radio. So from 6 till 8 every night on that station, he hosts a friggin' radio show. So just if it wasn't enough, there is the other Cassius Culpepper. So again, you can see it's kind of clear, and then the vinyl, it's embossed. It's kind of cool and a very, very good album. So make sure that you at least give it a listen. Whether it will be your style or not, I don't know, but at least give it a listen. So, and he's coming to town again too. So again, I don't hate the man. I just don't ever need to hear him ever again. So.
I think I've told you the story. I bought tickets for Bryan Adams, and Liz had the flu 2 days before, and I was like, I can't drag her to a Bryan Adams concert.
Yeah, exactly.
Later. I tried reselling them on Ticketmaster, didn't go. I wasn't devastated, but it was one of them. She was more interested in going than I was.
Yeah.
He's going to sing the hits. I was more devastated we missed Offspring, to be honest.
Yeah. So again, again, I don't know if I said it the first time. I do that a lot. There's stupid shit where if people actually listen to me more than they should, they will realize I say shit. Like, again, I don't know if I said it the first time. Anyway, regardless of that, he puts on a very good show. I say again because I've said that before. I don't disparage the talent of Bryan Adams. I'm sick of him, but he puts on a really good show. And obviously he's got a ton of hits and everything else as I screw around with this record and try and get it back in. But
so I don't think me and Liz got any concerts this year at all. Nothing planned.
No, nothing planned yet. No.
Well, there's one I want to see, but I've seen him live before, and people in the chat are going to go, what the fuck are you talking about? It's Keith Sutherland.
Oh, yeah. Yep. That'd be all right, probably, right?
It's kind of, I won't say full-on country. It's more country pop.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's not a brilliant singer, but it's catchy songs, if that makes sense. It's kind of...
Yeah.
Yeah. I pre-ordered the album, as I do.
Yeah. If he puts on a good show, what the hell? Plus, it is what it is. If you like it, go. That's all it comes down to. Right?
We saw him about 2-3 years ago in the Tram Shed in Cardiff. So that holds about 300 people. Literally.
Yeah. That's it, eh? Yeah.
Right. It's the situation where everybody's standing downstairs and upstairs you've got like a balcony. So think of a church. Everybody's just sweating on everybody. There's beer coming over the top, and it's kind of raw. And he said, I'm sorry tonight. I got a bit of a cough. He said, I'll try and get through this. We found out later he had actually had COVID.
Wow. Yeah. But
so
the show
he
must
had a
go
full on COVID.
Yeah. Mark, I don't have to tell you where the summer of '69 can go. Exactly. Okay. What else you got? We got a little bit of time still. Let's keep going. Why not? I got a few more to show that I want to talk about.
Shall we go record store day?
Yes, Kiefer Sutherland, the actor.
Yes.
Yeah. But you know what? You can't like Kevin Bacon is a very good musician. If you're taking actors that are singers and or guitar players, Keanu Reeves is in a band. He's got a pretty good band. Finn Wolfhard, the young guy from Stranger Things,
Johnny Depp.
Yeah. Hollywood Vampires. Yeah, that's good.
I think you're gonna love this record store day release from last year.
Give it a shot. Let's see. Yeah, I'll take that one. So
I think you've got this as well, Joe. No.
I do have it. Yeah. Is that the clear one? Not that that matters, but there's a clear.
No.
I've got the clear version. So
No, it's not the clear one. This came on. When was this? No, it's this record store day Black Friday.
yeah.
Definite Ramones hits collection on LP for the first time. Look, okay, should we do a competition? It's only you. There's usually like 4 people in front of me.
That's right.
So
Sure. Yeah.
from this, what color is the vinyl?
From that, what color is the vinyl? I will go red. Why not? Maybe I've seen it before. If I get it right, it's only that, but or a lucky guess. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very nice.
Let's go.
Let's go. I don't know where my copy. Yeah, my copy's clear. So
I bought this one on advice from Richard, who's got the record shop, and it went, I know your kind of music, Chris. I know you've seen this band before, but I would, if you're going to start with this band, the greatest hits, because I know you love the greatest hits, maybe give this a go.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, fuck it, whatever. And well, you know what's happened ever since.
Yeah, exactly. I've got a lot of their individual albums, not as many as I would like because I am a big fan, but there's a couple on there. Pet Sematary on there that I don't have the album that it was on and or the soundtrack that it was on, and Pet Sematary is one of my favorite Ramones. The only thing that they left off of there, I think, they don't have the Spider-Man, their version of the Spider-Man theme song, which would have been a nice bonus on there, I think. So I'm not even sure if that's on anything, but they should have thrown it on there because that's a pretty cool version of just the 1960s, the animated one from forever ago. I thought they did good.
Yeah, Richard's saying there's a few comments there, Joe.
Yeah, there's a little bit. Hey ho, the Ramones. That's right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Blitzkrieg Bop, all that good stuff. Sedated. I love Sedated. Sedated is in my top 5 songs, which changes from day to day. But as of right this damn moment, Sedated is in my top. Actually, Sedated might stay in my top 5 songs. It's always so good. Yes, Ramones from Adrian. Yes, I don't know that there's a lot of people that hate the Ramones. They got to be your style, but if they're your style, man, they are one of the best, and obviously one of the originators as well. That is the Ramones album to have. And then Adrian agreeing with them. Again, I've got Rocket to Russia. I've got the self-titled. I've got a lot of the early stuff. But it's good. Like I said, I would like to have seen the Spider-Man theme song on there because I like the way that they do it. And I'm
is it not on there, then, Joe?
I don't think it is. No, now that I think about it, but I don't know. Hold on. You look at your copy, and I will look at my copy, which again is no different than it is the.
So I've got on side 1, I've got 11 tracks. On side 2, I've got 9 tracks. Is that the same as yours?
I'll tell you in a second. 11, with Teenage Lobotomy last, and then 9 Warthog. But yeah, Pet Sematary's on here. KKK Took My Baby Away. Just good stuff. It's just fun. It's just good stuff. And like I said, that's my not complaint about this album, but I would have liked to have seen that theme song on here because I'm a Spider-Man fan and I like that song and I like the rendition that they did. So
Richard's saying I have most of their studio discography on CD and several live RSD titles. Yeah, they're quite big on Record Store Day. I've noticed with them a lot of live albums. Yeah,
I've got a live from them at CBGB's or whatever, or maybe it's one in New York. I can't remember, from a Record Store Day from a few years ago. So, but technology at the time of recording was not as good. But then you want the Ramones to sound a little ragged, don't you? A little bit, I guess. So.
I think if I ever bought the Rhino High Fidelity Ramones, I think Joe would go, "We can't be friends anymore."
Yeah, that's right. You have to have your Clash albums have to be a little beat up, and your Ramones albums have to be a little beat up. So, but
Okay.
one that can, yeah.
I think it's your turn, mate.
It is, yeah. All right. So this is one that I don't know if a lot of people know about yet, but it is by the band Squeeze. And this is called Trixies. And without being exact about it, so this will be a little bit of paraphrasing, and it's on a nice flashy pink because the album itself is pink, and that Dilford and Tilbrook back in the day, like 1973, wrote most of this album back in the day, but didn't have the wherewithal because it's a concept album. It's loosely a concept. And if you listen to it, it's very, very good. I should say that, and I'm going to say that a couple of times. I really liked it. I've listened to it a couple of times since I brought it home last night at 7 o'clock. Anyway, they wrote it back in the day, and then they never recorded it. They never did anything with it. So it's the music that they had. It's not a recording from back then that they have then turned into this album. It is the songs that they had written back in the day done today. It's good. It's really good. I like it. Trixies. The second side for me is a little bit stronger. Trixies Part 1 and Part 2. The Jaguars is pretty cool as well, but it is really, really good overall. I will show you the front. And there is the front. So again, a concept album by Squeeze. Yes, that Squeeze, Dilford and Tilbrook. And you can see, maybe not. If I do it right, you can see there's some of the album titles or song titles, pardon me, on the posters in the back. But this is the one that I suggested. This is the reason why my rule has always been show the gatefold. This one's pretty cool. And there's your gatefold. So that is a night at Trixie's. You can see people that are hammered. You can see all different lifestyles, all different classes of people as well. But I would give it a listen. If you are a Squeeze fan, it's pretty darn good. And again, the artwork is fantastic. It's got the colored vinyl. This is the inside. Again, nicely styled. I guess that's Trixie. I'm not sure if that's Trixie or not, but really, really good. I love the fonts. I love everything about this album. I was pleasantly surprised. I had seen that it was coming out a couple of weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. And I thought, yeah, I'll order that because I'm a big Squeeze fan. I like Argy Bargy. I like all that stuff. Now, Carrick is not on here, right? Because he was part of that version of Squeeze. But give this a listen. I don't know if you're a Squeeze fan to start with or not, but I think you'd enjoy it. And it's worth a listen for sure. So, yeah. And as Richard said, yeah, it's been getting really good reviews, and rightfully so. Again, it's songs that were written back in 1973 that have now been produced and put out. They're not dated. I don't know if I'm glad that they waited because, you know, it's got better production than it probably would have had back in 73. Maybe they've refined it. I don't know how much they've changed it from back in the day, from those original songs that they wrote, but it's good. And I think it might be one of those at the end of the year. If I bothered to do a video of my favorite albums of the year, it's probably going to be on there because it's pretty good. And that's just a couple listens in. I enjoyed it. It was pretty fun. So
I know the name Squeeze. And I think you've done it. There was one of the competitions you did the last 2 weeks, I think. It was either Emma's or Trevor's.
Yeah, maybe Emma's. I can't remember for sure, but
and you said Squeeze, and I'm like, oh, I need to go on Apple Music and have a look at that. And then, I'm like, I get sidetracked very quickly, and it's the kind of right. I need to go back now and listen to that. But
yeah.
So, what kind of for a person who's never heard of Squeeze ever before, what kind of music or artist or band would be pretty close to them? Like, what kind of music you're looking at?
They would fall into the category, I think, especially the albums that I talked about, stuff like Argy Bargy and that, with almost a little, like if you took maybe Madness or those guys, which were a little bit more ska, right? A little bit more of that, but you backed them off and you made them a little more synthy, and you maybe made them a little more new wave as well. Like the album for me, Argy Bargy is the best. Coffee in Bed. They've got some mellower stuff, and then Muscles from a Shell, things like that. So I would put them in the synth pop, new wave-ish category. Well worth a listen. And then this album is reminiscent of their sound of that time a little bit, but it also stands on its own. It's a good album. I would give it a listen, and you do have to listen to it. It is a concept, so it's cool how they go through the story. So, but yeah, and then like I say, that was the one that I wanted to make sure that I showed the gatefold for, because it sounds silly to those not in the vinyl community and or in the vinyl world when we talk about, oh, it's partly the artwork. Well, it is. It's a lot the artwork. I mean, we're here for the music. Don't get me wrong. But the fact that this album is cool, because I sat down and I kind of looked at all the people on the inside, and the next time I listen, I'll pull that out and I'll take a look on the inside again, because there's, again, there's people from every class in there. And it's good because it obviously goes along with the fact that it's based around this nightclub from, X time in their lives. So I liked it. I liked it. And if Richard says, because I trust Richard's voice in that genre. So if he said that I described it well, then I'm happy with my description. So, and then Babylon and On. Yeah. Again, I've always been a Squeeze fan. They have never been massive by any means, but they've always had a pretty decent following, and there's lots of good stuff, I think.
Right. My turn next. Do you want the greatest Canadian songwriter of all time, or do you want something that you recommended on a video?
Let's go with what I recommended on a video, and or Gordon Lightfoot. Yeah, awesome. And that's not even their best. We got to find you some more from them. And anyway, I'll let you talk. Go ahead.
This is the only one I could find online.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So this is fantastic. I love this. It's brilliant. And it's probably better than this that you've got. But I've listened to it about 4 or 5 times in the last 2 weeks when I haven't been working.
Yeah.
Or in the transport that I do. I can't believe I haven't discovered these before, Joe.
Well, I mean, they're big, but they're not even that big.
But here. I know the name. That's the thing that winds me up. I keep saying this, but I know the name. Even the gatefold itself looks amazing, mate. Look at that.
Yeah.
House Lights is amazing. Lightning Bolt, Mercy, Glory, Dream.
Yeah.
There's not a skip song on this.
I know. It just goes back. It harkens back to the days, I think, and their other albums are exactly the same, of they made an album. They weren't writing singles and then a bunch of other fluff along the line. Now, it's not a concept. That's not what I'm saying. Yeah, and they do good with that type of stuff as well, all the artwork and things like that. But I think, paraphrasing or putting words in the mouth of the guys from the Glorious Sons, I think they make albums. They set out to make albums. Again, not a concept, not from start to finish, but it's not like, well, here's a couple of strong ones, and then here's some other shit that we threw together so that we can sell some albums. Yeah. And they've got 5 now. Again, the first 2 for me are probably the strongest, but they've got a new one coming out, and the single from it that I've heard is fantastic. I saw 3/5 of the band open up for someone as well on a kind of a side project, and they were fantastic. The lead singer's out on his own doing some stuff called Johnny Shambles as well. But yeah, really good. The Union's fantastic. Young, Beautiful, and Fools. The fact that I've seen them and the fact that they are phenomenal every time I see them has upped them for me. that always makes a difference, right? If I go and see someone and they're fantastic live on top of the music that I already enjoy, it takes them up a notch. My son introduced them to me, which is kind of cool as well. For him to have brought me that music, that was kind of neat, because obviously I've tried to, partake my wisdom down through my genes to my kids. But it was kind of cool. It was like, hey, you got to listen to this, and hooked ever since. And we go to see the shows together, him and Riley and I, and that helps a lot as well. But again, really, really good songwriting, good musicianship, fantastic live. And that, what more do you need, right? I mean, that's all I need is those.
I will say, yes, you were correct. It was going to be Gordon Lightfoot.
Yeah.
It kind of gives it away the greatest songwriter of Canada ever. It's kind of like, well.
Now, you might get a little argument from our friend Brian, whether that's him or Leonard Cohen. But
Gordon Lightfoot.
Yeah, Lightfoot. I mean, I'm also a big Tom Cochrane songwriting fan as well. But I am a songwriting fan, and that is part of the allure.
If I wanted
of
to listen
as
to an
well.
amazing songwriter and an amazing voice, it's Gordon Lightfoot every day of the week.
Yeah. He just embodies it, right? And you can just see him sitting there with his guitar and singing, and probably a stubby Canadian beer maybe sitting beside him at the time. I don't know. Just really good. And the fact that you found him well before ever hanging out with all us Canadian guys, right? My
mum used to listen to him on CD, and I kind of knew who he was, but I didn't know he was Canadian, to be honest, because it's you Canadians who've educated me over the last 2 years. But I'm in the process of collecting. I've got Gordon's Gold, which wouldn't surprise you, but I've got. I think you sent me one on VCLT.
Yeah, I think that's right.
You need to change the name of that.
Yeah,
VCLT is a bit.
Yeah.
I'm in the. Every time I see him out in the wild, I will pick it up.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
But
it's good.
He's the artist you could put on a Sunday morning, you could put up on a Saturday night, you could put in the week and still enjoy it. It's kind of, there's no kind of gaps there.
Yeah. Oh, because I mean, much like what you just said, there are times of day that I want to listen to artists, right? I come down in the morning, I got my coffee, I sit down, I start doom scrolling on the bullshit that I scroll on. And that's going to be more along the lines of a Gordon Lightfoot, an Adam Baldwin, certain Springsteen albums. But then I come down in the evening, Joanne's gone to bed, and although playing it quietly, that's when the Ramones and the Damned and the Glorious Sons, that's when that stuff comes out. That's not to say that those roles can't be reversed, and there's nothing wrong with reversing it, but there are certain artists that are certain times of the day for me. So, yeah.
I think Mark is enjoying Gordon Lightfoot as well.
Yeah, on the Now Playing series. Right, yeah. He's got a lot of material. Again, he doesn't stray too far. And it's very similar along the lines of, but if you're a fan of, I think you're a fan of, and it's just.
I would say
you wouldn't go wrong buying any Gordon Lightfoot album if you like Gordon Lightfoot.
If anybody's listening to this who doesn't know what the fuck we're talking about, start with Gordon's Gold.
Yeah. Sundown.
Yes, that's the one I'm after. I'm after a good pressing of album because I've seen pressings of it, Joe, and it's beat up to shit.
And it hasn't been good. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a little stack somewhere that I'm trying to build for you. I'd like to find you some more Glorious Sons because I'm missing one of them. My wonderful.
You can't get it in the UK. It's fucking impossible, mate. You've got to ship from America or Canada, and it's that. Don't get me started, but it's.
And what they should do, there should be a day where there's a bunch of good old albums that everybody's looking for that they should reissue, and they should bring them out on one day.
Yeah.
And yeah, I know. Their first one, The Union. So Riley had bought that. My son had bought that for himself. That was his copy. And some guy on Discogs offered him a ridiculous amount because it was a colored variant. It was a tour variant that the dude didn't have. And Riley thought, yeah, I'll be able to get it again. And he sold it to him. And they're not out there because all of them are that hard to find. But again, if only there was a day. Yeah, I'm done. There's so many great albums out there that
It's
could
called
use a reissue.
British Album Day.
Yeah.
Should we show like one each, one more?
Sure.
and
Yeah,
then-
we can do one more each. Why not?
Okay,
What the
I
hell?
want you to pick whatever you've got left, your favorite album from that pile.
There's 3 that I haven't listened to yet and 1 that I have. So I'll go with the
Okay.
one that I have. Sure.
Okay, tell you what, show me the 3 you haven't listened to first, quickly, and then we'll
Okay.
do
The
head to
one-
head.
So we did
I'll
a
just make
live
it big.
we-
2 seconds. I'll make it big. Go on, go for it.
Okay. We did a live stream a few weeks ago. You talked about it earlier, the punk live stream, and I am a punk fan, but there was a couple of glaring holes in my punk, and one of them was The Damned. Now, unfortunately, I just ordered this because it's not a best of, but it's live and it's got a lot of good stuff, and I thought that I would go for it and get it. And according to at least one person on Discogs, it's not recorded very well and they don't sound very good doing it, but it's punk, so how good do you have to sound sometimes? Anyway, so The Damned, I have not listened to it yet. I just brought these home yesterday. Again, a very glaring omission in my collection, and that is The Descendants. I don't know if that's one
Nice.
that you were going to show, because I know
Yes.
that you just
Nice.
recently picked this up as well, right?
Yes.
So Mila Goes to College. Again, probably should have had this a long time ago, but live stream cost me more money again, both
Yes.
of those. And then the last one, I have not listened to, short of a couple of songs performed live 2 weeks ago in Montreal, and that is this one from Lady Gaga. I did not have Art Pop. The one that I really want is the one that they have not reissued yet, which is the album with Bad Romance on it, the Fame Monster, but they haven't done that yet. But I didn't have Art Pop. It is, I think, an outlier in her catalog, but it was a fair price, and I thought I'd buy it. What the hell? And just adding to my collection of LGG, or however that is pronounced. So those are the 3 of the ones left that I had pulled out
Okay.
that I brought home yesterday. But I don't know what they exactly sound like, again, other than I did hear a couple of songs live from Lady Gaga. So do you want me to show you the one that I do know?
Yeah,
Or do you want to
that'd
do
be
the 3, or do you want to do the ones that you haven't listened, or have you not listened to any of the ones that you've got? It just worked out that I just brought these home yesterday.
So there's one album I haven't listened to, and I've had in my collection for a while. Actually, there's 2 albums that I've had in my collection I haven't listened to yet.
Okay.
So shall we do them quick?
Sure, you do them. Yeah.
Let's do a classic first.
Okay.
Now I've got the greatest hits, but Steve Carlson told me you need to get this album.
Okay.
It's the Cars.
Yeah.
Heartbeat City, I think it's called.
Yep, it is. Yeah.
Picked this up in. Did I pick this up in a charity shop, or was this a fucking?
No, yeah, it was one of the charity shops when you were out wandering the countryside. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that one that came on black vinyl. I can't believe I still haven't listened to this. Steve Carlson again, The Laws.
Right. Yeah, I haven't listened to that either. I don't have that. I know you've mentioned it because Steve's got the 2 up behind him all the time, right? So
This was on like a Coke green vinyl.
right.
So those are the 2. And because I bought so many, Joe,
Yeah.
I just, and obviously because I'm going to, spoiler alert, I'm probably going to go to Glastonbury this year.
Yeah.
What I was planning to do was to grab some grass and send it to you. So you've got a piece of Glastonbury in your collection.
That's awesome. I'll take that. That's cool. Right on.
I don't know if Border Control will appreciate that one.
That's right.
But fuck them.
Yeah.
So, okay. I'm on the same issue as you were having. It won't fucking go back in. That's what she said. So, let's go with your favorite album you got left from the picks.
Okay.
Even though I haven't shown any Stereophonics tonight, but
You haven't.
No, I'm torn.
I must say, I am a Cars completist. I've got them all. I love all their albums. They are, for me, they are all killer, no filler. That's a band for me that I need more than the greatest hits, because there are some really fantastic. There's some really fantastic stuff, as we'll call them deep cuts, not hits or whatever, from the Cars. So if you can find more Cars, I would suggest buying more Cars. For me, anyway.
And the only ones I could find is the greatest hits and the one I showed you. The other ones are really hard to find in the UK.
Yeah, Candio is
Okay. After 3, we will show the album that you most like in your collection, what you've got left. Ready?
Sure.
3, 2, 1.
Well, those are different. So yeah, I had a really beat up copy of this, and then I watched the documentary, which we talked about earlier a while ago, and went, I should probably get a better copy of Mother's Milk. So not necessarily new to me, but a new copy that I got yesterday, and the one I am familiar with because I have listened to it before. But that's probably a fairly decent compilation from John, I would imagine, right?
Yeah, it's the reprise he brought out last year.
Oh yeah, right, yeah.
So Legacy, Creedence Clearwater, Revival Years, it's called. So
right. Nice.
So
He's fantastic live. I saw him. I mean, it's 10 years ago now, but really great.
Okay, looking at this, you'll never get this. What color do you reckon the vinyl is? And this goes out to the chat as well. We'll give you about 20 seconds starting now. Joe, what color?
Blue. Again, it will either be a lucky guess or you showed it before, and I think you showed it before, but
you're close.
Okay. Oh, okay, sure. That's cool. Right on.
It's
got some blue in it. Yes.
Yeah. I'll give it to you, Joe. Well done, mate.
Okay. Yay. The judges say
the
yay.
judges go wild.
Yeah, the judges go wild. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's the Beans cover from the Who.
Oh, okay. Sure. Yep. Very nice.
Did anybody get it right in the chat?
I bet somebody probably somebody did. I would think.
Okay. So yeah. There you go. That was the live stream, guys. Yeah.
The judges say yay.
Yes, of course they do.
Yeah. They're my judges.
Yeah. So let's quickly go through the chat before we end this, because it's gone over the 2-hour mark. So just quickly, what did Mark say? Yellow splatter. There is yellow slightly in there, Mark. I will give you that one.
Yeah, I'll give them that one too. Yeah, exactly. Well, no, wait here. Hold on. They're right there, so might as well use.
Yes.
Judges say yes. Love the Descendants. Yes, I figured, Richard, you probably would be up on that. Heartbeat City in an online auction a month or so ago. Again, great album. But and again, if you like the Cars, they didn't stray very far, and I think they're all pretty good. Yes, Mark said Yellow Splatter. And I'll have to double check. I think that there is. I'm not positive of that, Richard, but I will check for you and let you know. But I believe that there is, now that you mention it. And yes, you were pretty close with Yellow Splatter. I don't know if you want to be close, Yellow Splatter, but you know what? You have a story about being close in Yellow Splatter with someone in a bar, don't you? But we won't get into that today. So
fucking hell.
Yeah, you're tired. Shit's more funny when you're tired. So, but
sorry, guys, I've been up since fucking 4 a.m.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly.
So Joe, amazing as usual. Absolutely love this. I hope everybody who's watched this evening has enjoyed it. We are not Record Store Day people. I don't claim to be after the last 2 years. Fuck them, pretty much. I think you need to start supporting local record shops that don't do Record Store Day. Like in the UK, we do album day releases that Richards and the Vinyl Tap House knows about. There's other people who know about it. Morton, for instance. We need to do it in Canada and America, just to promote maybe local bands or bands that never released on vinyl before.
Yeah.
So Thanks for everybody who's going to watch this later. Everybody's been in the chat. Joe, as usual. I put a description down below. If you want to get involved with Joe Perdie, I'll just go to Joe one more time. How can they contact you, Joe, to get involved?
Yeah, just either, again, in the comments section where you will find this, whether that's on my channel or Chris's channel, just leave a way for me to get a hold of you, and or email me at theracerreport@gmail.com. And yeah, new episode Monday night. And then every Monday night, as long as I can keep finding people to play along and have fun with us, then there will be a new episode every Monday. So find me. Let me know, please.
We don't know when the live stream is going to happen next because I'm working a lot because I got a lot of festivals to do. But as soon as I know, I'll put up my page. So thank you so much for everybody. And we will speak to you soon. So stay safe. Thanks. Bye.